Hello, I'm Kay and welcome to my corner. I have here a bag of memories well earned over the years, and I'm going to pull one out and see what fate has got in store for us. Guy Fawkes in Hollywood. I'd been over here about a month and I was staying with friends of my son's. And as he was English, they always celebrated a feast that we have in England on November the 5th. Guy Fawkes. He was a man who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament, so you can see what a strange sense of humour the British have. We burn his effigy every November the 5th and dance round bonfires. We had a violent storm, and as the property had a lot of trees round the edge of it, debris was all over the garden. And having seen where they had the first bonfire right at the very end, I thought, well, I can have a bonfire there, a controlled bonfire, as we Brits do, with a lot of wet leaves on the top to stop any sparks flying. Well, I got my bonfire going with lots of paper and cardboard, and smoke was billowing up in thick clouds, which I think the American Indians would have been proud of. And suddenly in the distance I could hear clanging of bells. It sounded like fire engines, and I had noticed curtains twitching just beyond the fence, but as they had a young child there, I thought they were probably climbing about inside. Well, the next thing I knew, the fire engines were really right outside the house, and a helmeted head came up looking over the top and said, "Here, ma'am, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, actually, officer, I've got a controlled fire. There's no need to worry. I do this often in England, and there's no need to worry." And he said, "Ma'am, open your front door. We have to come through." So I quickly raked a few leaves over the fire to make sure there weren't any sparks and dashed through the long garden to the front door. Well, I had to step aside because two burly firemen went dashing through the house, heaving yards of piping behind them, which of course was carrying water, and they sprayed it liberally all over the garden, and the fire was completely decimated. They turned to me and asked me if I knew exactly what I was doing. I was lighting a bonfire underneath a eucalyptus tree which had gone up like a flame. At that moment my friend's wife came home, and seeing the situation, she came up quickly and said, "Oh, officer, do excuse her. She's just arrived from England and she doesn't really know what goes on in California." And the officers looked at me, and because I'm older and English, they decided, well, they're mad anyhow. So with a chastisement, they actually just let me go. When they'd gone, I said to the person, "But you had a fire here last week." He said, "We won't talk about that." But now every time I look at the photograph, I remember how I was led into the situation, and I look up at the eucalyptus tree, and thank God it's still standing. Next week I'll pull another one out and see if I can find something else to tell you.